The Americans John Overton, Andrew Jackson, and James Winchester started Memphis in 1819. Memphis means enduring and beautiful. The city has a long history of music and history. Everything fits together perfectly in Memphis, making it a one-of-a-kind place that draws people from all over the world. And I'll take you through my top 10 must-see places in Memphis. And 10th place on my list is AutoZone Park. It's a minor league baseball's park, opened in 2000 to replace Tim McCarver Stadium in downtown. The park is 62,500 square feet and has 14,384 seats. It was built to meet Major League Baseball standards and has the best seats. The stadium also has air-conditioned seats, which make it a nice place to spend a day at the game. No outfield seats or food stands far down the foul lines. The stadium is home to the Memphis Redbirds and has modern features such as 48 luxury seats, a play area, and eating areas that are good for the whole family. The park also has a rooftop garden with a view of the square where different kinds of veggies are grown. It's open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday, and everyone must pay $11 to get in. Next, we have the Slave Haven Underground Railroad Museum. When it opened in 1997, the museum gave people an intense look into Memphis's history of civil rights. It's housed in a building from the 1800s with furniture and items that tell hidden stories from over 100 years ago. It's only 1.5 miles north of downtown. It's one of the best in the U.S., and it has been included in the Greenwood Black Wall Street Tour and other famous museums. The museum's main attractions are the secret tunnel and trapdoors. These were once used to hide escaped slaves. People can also see displays with more than 260 artifacts and more than 40 films about the civil rights movement. The museum is open all year, from Tuesday to Saturday, but for some time it was temporarily closed due to a fire, but it will reopen soon. You have to pay $12 to enter, and there are also lots of parking spots for tourists. Up next, meet Peabody ducks. Famous for the mallard ducks that live in the Peabody Hotel, it's a Memphis landmark on the National Register of Historic Places. It's a well-known Memphis icon that opened in 1869. Peabody, Gayoso, and Chiska were the first ducks to be put in the hotel pond as a joke by guests in 1933. This became a custom. It became a daily event because so many people liked the idea. 5 mallard ducks, 1 male and 4 hens, marched through the hallway daily at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m., led by the duck master. The ducks move daily from their home on the roof to the pond in the lobby, making hotel guests and tourists laugh. The Duck March has been one of Memphis's most famous sights for almost 100 years and is free to watch. Next, just walk along Beale Street. It's an essential part of Memphis's musical and cultural past. It runs 1.8 miles from the Mississippi River to East Street in downtown. Opened in 1841 and quickly became a hub for Black culture and business, especially during the Civil War. More than 5.2 million people visited Beale Street in 2023, making it one of Memphis's most popular tourist spots. Today, it's known as the home of the blues and the place where rock and roll began. People come all year to enjoy the live music and learn about the city's past. There are more than 20 bars, restaurants, and street artists scattered along Beale Street. You can enjoy spontaneous shows and check out pop-up shops in Debussy Handy Park. A $5 security fee is charged every night after 9 p.m. to improve the tourist experience and keep crowds under control. Next place is Sun Studio. People call Sun Studio the birthplace of rock and roll. Sam Phillips opened it in 1950. Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Cash, and B.B. King all recorded their hits at this famous recording studio. The studio also had an impact on blues, gospel, country, and rock music in the 1950s. The studio's inner office has been recreated with old things to make guests feel like they are back in the 1950s. In addition to TV shows, Sun Studio has been featured in movies like Elvis, Walk the Line, and Great Balls of Fire. You can go on guided walks to learn about the history of music while surrounded by pictures and souvenirs from famous singers. It's open from 10 a.m. to 5:15 p.m. and until 6:15 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Admission is only $15 for adults and $10 for kids, so music and history fans are encouraged to go. Next, we're heading to the heart of the city, the Stax Museum of Soul Music. It started on May 2, 2003, and it's 17,000 square feet. It has a lot to offer, including movies, interactive exhibits, stage outfits, photos, and more than 3,000 items of souvenirs that tell the story of American soul music. The museum mainly talks about the history of Stax Records and the famous Memphis sound. The museum is the only one in the world that protects and promotes Stax Records and American soul music. Music fans must visit this one-of-a-kind place. Over 40 free events are held annually at the museum. It has a vast collection of more than 35,000 45 RPM singles and LPs, as well as high school yearbooks, photos, scrapbooks, and other essential items that honor the past of soul music. It's open daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and costs $15 to enter. Our seventh stop is a hidden gem of Shelby Farms Park. In the 1930s and 1940s, Shelby County operated Shelby Farms as a prison farm. In the 1970s, it was turned into a park. In 2007, a public-private partnership was established to run the park and plan its future growth. It covers 4,500 acres and is one of the biggest urban parks in the U.S. There's over 40 miles of paved and dirt trails to walk, ride a bike, run, hike, and even ride a horse. The area around farms also has more than 20 lakes where you can fish, canoe, paddleboat, and kayak. John's Pond is one of the lakes that gets trout regularly. The Buffalo Ranch in the park adds a unique touch to the scenery that nature lovers will enjoy. It's open all year from sunrise to dusk, and getting in is free. If you are craving more naturalistic action, head to Memphis Zoo. Established in 1906, the Memphis Zoo is in Midtown's Overton Park. It covers 76 acres and it's home to over 3,500 animals from over 500 types. The 8th best zoo in the U.S. It's all about making thrills and protecting wildlife, which is apparent throughout the zoo. The zoo also puts on popular events every year, like Zoo Boo, Zoo Lights, and Zoo Rendezvous. One of the best things about the zoo is the 5 female African elephants. To get to the zoo, you must walk about 2 miles, and it takes about 3 to 5 hours to see everything. You can pay a small fee for a more relaxed time on a guided bus trip. The zoo is open daily from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and costs $25 to enter. Next, you need to visit the historic Graceland. Formerly part of a 500-acre farm owned by the SC2 family. The house has been on the National Register of Historic Places since 1991. Graceland is named after a cousin named Grace and became famous as Elvis Presley's home. This house on a 13.8-acre estate in Memphis. It was Elvis' main home for 20 years and now a sign of his memory. The Presley family is buried there, including Elvis. The house is 17,552 square feet and has 23 rooms, 8 of which are bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. It's symmetrical and has a 2-story porch in the middle held up by columns. Its design is a mix of Palladian and Tuscan styles. The marble front makes it look even more impressive, and the first floor has been turned into a museum about Elvis' life, complete with rooms for all his prizes. It's open all year, from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., and adults can get in for $50. Coming at number 1, let's step back in time at the National Civil Rights Museum. It was opened to the public on September 28, 1991. Located at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis. The museum is in a set of old buildings. It's one of the country's best historical and cultural institutions. Architect Philip Freeland and HOK designed it. It has a lot of information about the civil rights movement from 1619 to the present day. The museum has a room where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stayed in April 1968, and many other displays show the fight for civil rights during different times, such as slavery, the Civil War, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, and more. It's known for having an extensive collection of 260 artifacts, over 40 new films, personal histories, and media that you can connect with. It's open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and people pay $20 to get in. Here are the 10 best places in Memphis. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to see more cool videos. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.